What if I told you that what you eat and your spirituality are connected? Now, before you get upset with me, nobody wants to be told what they can or cannot eat. And quite honestly, most of us are probably asking the question, what does what I eat have to do with my belief in God? Quite honestly, it doesn't have much to do when it comes to the next realm or the next life that we'll live, because what you eat is not a matter of heaven or hell. But what you eat can affect you in this life and can affect you in the next, because what you eat not just should affect your body, but it should affect your spirit, it should affect your soul. Henceforth, that's why black people food is called soul food, because although it may not have been the healthiest food, it is what our ancestors used in slavery to survive. And the food was more substantive for not just their body, but for their spirituality as well. Even things such as cornbread, collard greens, pinto beans, I mean, black eyed peas on New Year's Eve. Like these things meant so much more to them than just the food that they put inside their bodies. And even in scripture, it's really important for us to understand that God required certain diets in scripture, even from the beginning to this current dispensation. In the book of Genesis, God tells Adam and Eve they can eat from any tree, any fruit bearing tree, and then that they would have their immortality by eating from the tree of life. Now, when they were disobedient to God, they were kicked out of the garden, they were cut off from the access to the tree of life. Daniel did a certain diet in scripture for 21 days to prove that he could be stronger than all the men in the Persian court with this diet that he lived by. Even God throughout the Old Testament, when he called the Hebrews out of Egypt, they were to have a certain diet because they were a nation that he set apart for himself. Even in things outside of Christian culture, I'm a big fan of mythology, especially Greek mythology. And one of the things that you've come to find out about the Greek pantheon is that for the gods to maintain or retain their immortality, they had to eat ambrosia, which is the food or the drink of the gods. All this shows us one thing across many ancient and spiritual cultures, that if we are divine beings and that we are cut from the same cloth as the divine creator, if gods have diets or lifestyles and they are mindful of what they eat, then we ought to be as well because we come from them. And that there are foods that cause us to operate on lower vibrations, and there are foods that cause us to operate in higher vibrations. And if we want to continue to ascend and rise to become higher versions of ourselves, we must be careful what we eat.